Here I have put this on my TCG or card game tier list, and I have not reviewed it after actually playing online and actually getting cards for it and playing it socially. So let me talk about it. So in my tier list, I had it in Take My Money, which still holds true. Um, so what's cool about Star Wars Unlimited is they kind of like had I think between Magic the Gathering, Wizards of the Coast, Star Wars CCG, between that card game time period wise and the time that this came out, they had a chance. They had, I think, one or two card games between those that time period, um, and really refined the card game. Because Magic the Gathering is pretty much like the big kahuna, and it's very difficult for new card games to try and get a foot in the card game community, which is unfortunate. Um, so I was, what I come to this conclusion is because I've been talking to people, and I recently went to a gaming store and talking with the owners there and so on, is that because Magic Gathering is so large. It's like people in D&D and people that play Magic, they don't want to play anything else. They don't want to try anything else, and because those are their games. And I think that's kind of unfair to the other games because, how do you know that something's not fun unless you try it, right? So I'm willing to try new board games. I'm willing to try new card games. I'm willing to try, new RPGs. Um, and while not all kind of tickle my fancy, so to say. I mean, there's been some stuff in the past, board games, card games, RPGs that have reached that sort of gaming itch. So for Star Wars Unlimited, um, what's cool about it is that it is actually simplistic in terms of playing it. You have a space area and you have a ground area. And your deck comes with one hero and one outpost, and the whole deal is to destroy the other person's outpost. Okay, very simple. It's much like Magic, I guess you could say, where if you defeat the person, bringing their health down to zero, they lose the game. Now, in that game, Magic Gathering, you could also lose by running out of cards, and there's different types of other ways that you can win. But in Star Wars Unlimited, as of right now, it has one way to win, and that's just destroying the other person's outpost. Fair enough. So, you put in your units, basically in space or ground. You basically lay down cards to use as your resources to play cards. And they have unit cards, they have event cards, they have upgrade cards. So, event cards you could look at as like sorceries from Magic. Upgrade cards you could look at as like artifacts or enchantments in a sort of Magic the Gathering senses. They have unique cards that you can only have one of them in play at any one time. So you can only have one specific Darth Vader character unit in the ground area. At one time, you could only have one specific upgrade in play at one time. Some you could have more than one. The deck construction is pretty simple, so you're allowed three copies of any card, including uniques, in your deck. And you make a deck that consists between 45 to 60 cards, depending on what you're really building. And you can make like aggressive decks that are fast, get a lot of units out, kind of like a goblin deck in Magic Gathering. Fast. You attack really fast. Go go go. You can make kind of a healing deck where every unit or you have cards in combination can heal your base while attacking or whatever. You can have a deck where it makes little minions, like little droid soldiers or clone troopers, as they either attack or you play cards that put these kind of 1/1 units into play. So there's like different types of deck strategies that you can make here. So to have that kind of option there in deck building is really important for any new card game. You got to have more than one deck kind of build. Okay. Um, I think it has some similarities to the old Wizards of the Coast Star Wars card game in terms of like space and ground areas, uh, the upgrades that you could attach to units. I mean, that was in there. Um, Resources were back in there was different. Like this game's simplistic. This game kind of borrows from like games like World of Warcraft trading card game where you use your cards from your hand to put down as resources, so that way you don't get resource screwed. Much like Magic, where you can get resource screwed because Magic is doesn't hasn't changed itself long time. I mean, there are cards in Magic Gathering that you can help with mana pool to play cards, but in here is with Star Wars Unlimited, it's simplistic enough. Um, so the longevity of Star Wars Unlimited will really depend, I think, on the area that you run the game in. And that's an issue because a lot of the places out there only run Magic the Gathering. And again, trying to pull people away from that community to try something new is difficult. Okay. And so I have been reading and watching videos on the internet about how when Star Wars Unlimited first came out, that it got popular and then it's died down, and it's really going to depend on you know future sets. Will they be innovative to try and get players to play it? And it's pretty sad because again, a new card game on the block, its competition is one of the biggest card games in the world. That hasn't honestly been that innovative in a long time. And I've mentioned this in my tier listing of card games where Magic's problem is Hasbro, where they're slapping IPs on cards like Avatar and Transformers and Marvel and all this, and they're just artwork on cards that do the same damn thing as previous sets. +1 to +0 to a creature, or a creature that's Optimus Prime that really has the same kind of abilities as like past cards. So it's not really being innovative at all. Um, the most innovative I think I've seen keyword wise is toxic, which has really kind of brought back the poison counters way back when Magic really started, except it's toxic on creatures where they hit someone, hit a player, and they get X amount of toxic counters, which is how much toxic that creature has. Like Toxic 2, they get 2 counters. Like, I think that's cool, right? But Magic Gathering is not that innovative anymore. And that's what really drove me to playing Magic Gathering. And I mentioned this in my tier listing before. So, Star Wars Unlimited, yes, it is a game that I really like and will play and everything, but I'm afraid for its longevity. That's why, like, picking like boxes up now and picking up the character deck, starting deck packs now, I think is very important because at least with this card game, I can kind of relive the old Star Wars card game. Since those cards aren't available anymore, this gives me some nostalgic feeling towards that old Wizards game, but at the same time enjoying this new game. And it'd be nice if this card game picks it up, keeps its success run, and has multiple sets. I mean, they have, I think, 5 or 6 boxes that have come out since it started. Um, but we'll have to see. It's really, really difficult to say. But my review is I really like this game. I think you should give it a shot if you really like Star Wars. If you like a Star Wars game that's simplistic enough to play, it is a competitive card game, so it's not cooperative. It'd be really cool if they came out with a cooperative Star Wars game, but I digress. Um, this is a fun game, and give it a shot. Um, the box sets are a little less expensive than a Magic the Gathering box. Uh, I think they're going for 149. The newest set I think is 169. It really depends on where you get it from. Some places are selling them for like $50. It really depends on where you kind of look. Um, I know that the earlier box sets are more expensive because they don't seem to not carry them much anymore, which is unfortunate. And from the boxes that I still didn't get a Boba Fett, so that sucks. So I would have to like go hunt for like that card specifically in Boba Fett's armor. Like you see me playing online, and it's there are cards in the decks there that I don't have and would like them, like you know. But yeah, give this card game a chance. Keep it alive, um, and really, it'll depend. Going into next year, whether this will have a staying power or not. And I hope it does, because I would like to see more sets. Kind of like because each set is kind of like come out with different kind of innovations there. Like I believe the last set came out with like the cards that are keyword plots. So when your hero kind of takes action and comes into play, you play these cards and they do stuff. So it's really cool to kind of get new keywords and stuff, kind of like what Magic used to do. So that's my review on Star Wars Unlimited, and I mean I'll keep searching for cards myself, and even if this card game unfortunately goes out, I can know the fact that like I got it in time to enjoy the cards that are there. So, yeah.